Alright, this is going to be a fun little episode of things. So we're going to show you how to turn a sink into a sunk. That was worth the pun. Alright, these things, they're about $2.50 or so. And compared to like the stainless steel things that are like $15, these are relatively simple and it works with the hardware that was on my old like Delta brand, and not a fan of Delta. Like they fall apart and just not a very good design. So I got a Moen because they have like a little water disc setup that is really durable and it's just ceramic, so just better design in the long run. So I've taken the little like brass like nut thing from the other sink bit, and we basically have just loosely got this thread on. I'm going to mimic that onto this side and make it where it clamps on onto that. And you're seeing this extra knurl right here. That is going to be what gets set on the other side of this after we set the sink onto the sunk, and then we trim things to fit. It'll make sense. So they have these neat little plastic retainer things to basically keep our small cap on, and to mimic just the correct angle of this, we can see which way this is like a conical shape facing down to where it would have threaded onto the actual brass feed lines for the sink. So we're going to match that with this one having the same slight conical point to it. So I've already set the nut on this one, so we're just going to feed this back on, and I'm going to grab the plastic piece, set that back on here because we have to prep the other side to be the same as this. Cool? See, this is part of the fun. I get to show you guys my screw ups. Apparently those like insert like plastic nut things to hold the actual sink to the top of the sink face. So that doesn't pass through the brass nut, so that basically has to get mounted to the sink before I can put any of these lines on. So I set myself back a little bit, but saves you trouble. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't do the same mistake as me. You could just laugh at me and learn from my mistake. Yes. To this end, and we've already got the one hooked up in there. See? So next thing is going to be tightening down the top side of that, and then we'll just trim it close to this, flex it and basically pop it into the little coupler thing there, tighten that down onto that, repeat onto this side, and then we literally see if we have a sink. Yay! I got something cool to show you. So I didn't fully tighten down everything yet, but I'm not having any leaks. Like I'm not feeling any moisture at all, no water or anything. Everything's looking minty. So I have a sink now that doesn't drip constantly. So we got her cold, we got her hot, and it doesn't leak. Look at that! It's solved. Also, I'm filthy from the garage stuff, so hello. So we're done. I got to do a sink thing. This is cool. I'm not gonna bother showing you the plunger thing because that's literally like a little. It's literally like a little retainer clip thing I could show you in like 2 seconds. So there's a little retainer thing, a little dongle thing that we're going to. Ow! See? All that does is basically swedge itself on this. There's a little bracket that ties into that little rod way up there, and then it just like makes. That's it. Super easy. But yeah, everything's hooked up here, tightened down. We trim these. You make sure there's about a 1/4 inch or more of this pipe fitting into this connector here, and you do the same for the other side, and then you just kind of tighten it down to where it's how do I say it? Like showing a door tight, essentially. So yeah, everything worked really good, and now we have sink. I'm so excited this works. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.